Hey guys, Solid here. Hope you're all doing well and welcome back to the garage. Today I wanted to talk about the bags that I'm taking on my motorcycle for an off-road ride. Yes, we're doing a good old beginner guide video. I've been getting a lot of questions about what tools I take with me, what gear is in the bags when I'm riding off-road, and what bags are actually on the 300L. So today I'm going to go through the bags as well as the gear and tools that I store in them. So let's get straight into it. Don't buy something that is specifically made for your exact model of motorcycle, because you do move through motorcycles as you grow and increase in skill level, and even just because if you want an extra shiny bike in the garage. Having a bag that fits well to your bike is important, but having a bag that fits well to your bike as well as many other bikes is a real benefit, because that means you can have a bag for far longer. You don't have to throw out the bag with the bike when you upgrade to something else. So the first bag I use is a little Fender bag. This one is by Wolfman and it just carries a 21-inch front tube for my motorcycle. If you have to choose between a front and a rear tube for your motorcycle, always take the front, because the front tube in my case will fit on the back on my 18-inch rim if I'm in a really tight spot. But my 18-inch tube will not fit on the 21, so it's always good just to have that little bit of insurance. So next up, we've got the giant loop handlebar bag. So this little handlebar bag is really versatile in the amount of motorcycles it will fit. This is the bag I can ride to a dealership, peel off my bike, strap it on the bike I am test riding, and I've still got little minimal bits of equipment with me. Likewise, if I'm borrowing a bike off a mate, I can just slap this on. It's fitted every bike I've ever owned, from my Harley to my V-Star to my GS to all my little dual sports. It's a really great little handlebar bag. In the bag is really lightweight stuff that I use almost every day. As you can see here, there's a little assortment of necessities. The first thing on the list is the pump. This is a tiny little pump that I got at a cycle store. Make sure you get one with the interchangeable head up top, but a really small form factor one is great. You can't really go anywhere off-road without a decent tire pressure gauge. Actually, I got it for free way back in the day. It's never let me down. It's all plastic, but it's got me through thick and thin over a decade. So I love this little thing. This is a tire pressure release valve. It basically lets air out at a given PSI, which really streamlines airing down off-road. Most situations off-road I find myself at 15 PSI, so that is what this is set at. Obviously I let it down a bit more for extreme situations, but this really smooths the process when I'm just hitting normal dirt tracks. The next bag on the list is my giant Loop Diablo Pro. It's been with me forever. It's absolutely bomb-proof. I love this little thing. And this is basically the media center of my bike. So anything got to do with filming, footage, tripods, batteries, most of my electronics, this is where that is stored. So let's go into exactly what I put in the tank bag. As you can see, there's a fair amount of crap for just one day ride, but I've got to take all this in order to get the quality of footage that I now like producing. So you can see the MV50 Canon camera there. It's just a normal mirrorless camera, a couple of tripods, a plethora of batteries, a power bank, my multi-tool. You always need a pen, I find out there, micro SD card, an SD card, and just little bits and bobs. The multi-tool is just something everyone should have. This is in my tank bag because it's easy to get to and quick to get to. But more importantly, I'd like to point out that people often don't think about how important these are when you're out camping on the bike, because you don't always need a tool just specifically for the bike. I often find myself using this around the campsite. Next up, we've got the top section of the tank bag. In there, I've just got Panadol, Aspro, some GoPro bits, some charging cables, and you always should have some cash with you. So this is a recent addition to the gear setup. This is the Kriega OS 6. I got it just to give myself a little bit of extra space to store a few more things when I'm out on the trail ride. My previous bag just didn't have enough room for extra storage if I wanted to put gloves or maybe roll up a rain fly in there. So the Kriega OS 6 has just given me a little bit more room to work with. So let's get into what exactly I'm storing in this little bag. First thing out of the gate here is my 1 litre fuel bottle. I will point out that with a fuel bottle, always pay pay attention to the max fill level. This is listed as a 1 litre fuel bottle, but if you pay attention to the fine print, like all fuel bottles, it has to have a maximum fill level, so it has a certain amount of space to allow for expansion of gas in hot and cold climates. So it actually only holds a 720 ml or 24 ounces, as you can see there. I've got a little microfiber towel hiding down the back, helps keep things clean, wipe stuff down on an adventure trip, and any respectable dual sporter needs some duct tape, and I've got some here with some latex gloves tucked inside. They really come in handy, especially when changing out a foam filter out on the road. Next up is the good old tool roll. This is a cheapie that came for free with a little bunch of tools I bought way back when. I like the tool roll because it keeps everything nice and snug, reduces rattling, and it keeps the tools well protected. This is a little magnet snake that I made. It's just 2 magnets with a screw in it. I put some chicken wire around the screw, but it allows me to get screws when they drop down in the depths of the engine, which I've had to do a few times, so this has really saved my bacon. I use 3 tire levers because I'm not that great at changing a tire. The 2 bottom ones are by Motion Pro. These are my favorite tire levers. The top one was what I bought first, a DRC. I don't like it as much because it has a thinner lip for changing the tire, which risks puncturing it too much. As you can see with this Motion Pro, it's got a really nice chunky lip. I just find changing tires really simple. Again, with tire levers, try and get them so that they have spanners on the end that fit your wheel sizes. You want the tool to do multiple jobs. This is quick steel. It's really great stuff. It can plug a hole in a crankcase and it sets very rock hard. So definitely get some. Obviously WD-40, so many tasks, cleaning your chain, loosening an extra tight bolt, or even acting as lube to help to get your tire onto the rim a little bit easier. Adjustable spanner, this is one I always carry because you're always riding with guys that have different bikes from different countries and they're all hell-bent on using different sizes and different kinds of bolts. So it's always good to have a little bit of versatility in your toolkit to help others out. Nothing new here, 10mm spanner, but what I will say is I've used it to wrap around my electrical tape. Electrical tape is always great to have. You're going to have someone that has electrical issues at some point, especially when you're going on a multi-day adventure trip. That's always when everything seems to go to absolute poos. Take some with you. These little open-ended spanners with a ring spanner equivalent on the other end are really great, purely because you can get a little bit of extra leverage if you link the couple together. If you're finding a really tight bolt, this might be the difference between you getting it off or you calling for a mate with a trailer. The other great thing about a tool bag is just how it keeps everything separated. So first things first, out of the pocket here, you got to have zip ties. These are the fairly large ones. Can't go anywhere without them. I take multiple sizes just to suit different situations. So I keep a little Ziploc bag in there as well, just to keep all the things I need to keep dry or fiddly little items that I might lose otherwise. The first item in there is just a basic tire patch kit, great piece of insurance. I take a lighter as well, a spare valve cap, 'cause someone's always losing one, and a tire valve and a valve changer. I actually take 2 tire valves, but a valve changer is really important. If you don't have one of them, you can't change your tire and it's game over, so get one of those. I also take this little saw here. It's basically serrated wire. It just allows me to cut firewood if I need it, or if you're in a real tight spot and you have to cut a log to get through the trail, you can do it. You might be there for a while, but it will do the job. The final item is this Moto Bat lithium jump starter pack. This is really great because of its form factor. It's great for charging other items when you're camping. It has a torch on it, multiple outputs. It's very versatile and its form factor is so small. Hiding in the storage compartment of my 300L is the MVP of my tool set, and that's the Motion Pro multi-tool, which will come flying out of this compartment in a couple of seconds. I managed to catch it, nice. This is the most versatile tool in my kit because it has so many different settings and setups. So it's a ratchet set, it's a spanner set, it's got a Phillips and a flathead screwdriver, as well as a few Allen key sizes. It's just so damn versatile, and that's why I love it so much. It really replaces a whole pile of other tools, and in fact, I'm still finding tools that I can throw out that this is now replacing. The real challenge here with all these bags is, as a rider, you've got to find a balance between not taking too much to overload your bike and create too much weight, whilst also having enough kit to, if everything goes wrong, not only be able to sort your bike out in that situation, but have enough on the ride that you're not constantly stressed of something going wrong and not having tools to fix it. That's a fine balance to have, because some people worry a lot more about things that can go wrong and other people are far more cavalier. So you got to find where you are in that range. So there's always a balance to be had. You just got to find how much weight you're willing to put up with and how much you want to be worrying about if things go wrong. Do you have the tool for that, or finding a way to get around that? So it's really a journey. That's what I want to say. You will go through tools, you will go through gear, you will change the kind of bag setups. It's a never-ending process, and we always like buying new shiny things for our motorcycles anyway, so it's a great excuse to constantly be upgrading stuff anyways. If you're a seasoned guy riding off-road, please put your wisdom down below. It's always great to hear from you. A lot of the beginners do read the comment section, so any tips you can lend them would be appreciated. And until next time, guys, don't forget to stay shiny side up, and I'll catch you in the next one. See you later.